Welcome back, everyone, to the AI Navigator. OpenAI just, dropped a bombshell.
Oh, yeah.
Their first AI agent, called Operator, just went live January 23, 2025.
Really big news.
And today we're going to break down exactly what it is, how it works, and what it means for you. And I got to tell you, some of Operator's capabilities are straight out of science fiction.
Yeah, it's a big step forward for sure. We're talking about an AI that can actually use a web browser,
Oh, wow.
just like a human, to complete tasks. Think about filling out those online forms, ordering groceries.
Oh, through
Instacart,
yeah.
DoorDash,
Mhm.
booking reservations on OpenTable, even things like enrolling in city services.
So it's like having a digital assistant.
Yeah.
Who's actually competent online. Now, the source material mentions that it's currently a research preview for U.S. pro users,
Right.
meaning it's still under development. Does that mean it's replacing human jobs already?
That's a big question, and it's too early to say for sure. What we do know is that Operator is built on a new AI model from OpenAI called CUA, which stands for Computer Using Agent. The CUA combines the visual power of GPT-4o, OpenAI's latest language model,
Okay.
with some seriously advanced reasoning skills, learned through reinforcement learning.
Hold on, break that down for me a little bit.
Okay, sure.
How does it actually see the web pages and know what to click on, what to type?
So CUA processes screenshots of web pages and uses that visual information to interact with them. It can type, click, scroll, basically anything a human user can do. It's even designed to self-correct when it runs into problems,
Right.
and can hand control back to the user if it gets stuck. It's meant to be a collaborative experience.
Collaboration is key, but whenever I hear AI doing things online, alarm bells start ringing in my head about security.
Yeah, that's understandable.
What's stopping Operator from going rogue, betting all my money, or leaking my personal info?
I mean, that's a valid concern. OpenAI has implemented 3 layers of safeguards to address that. First, there are control measures. Operator will ask you to take over for sensitive information like logins or payments. It also requires your confirmation for any significant actions and has limitations on what it can even attempt.
Okay.
For example, it won't do any banking transactions or make high-stakes decisions. Plus, there's a watch mode for sensitive websites where you can monitor every action it takes.
Okay, that's reassuring. But what about the data itself? Is OpenAI collecting all my browsing history and personal info through Operator?
You have control over that. Users can opt out of having their data used for training the model and can easily delete their browsing history and conversations with Operator. On top of that, OpenAI has built-in defenses to protect Operator from adversarial websites, those designed to trick or exploit AI. It can detect and ignore prompt injections, have a monitor model looking for suspicious activity, and they use a combination of automated and human review to identify and address threats.
So they've clearly thought about the risks.
Yeah.
But are they being realistic? No system is perfect, especially when it comes to AI.
You're absolutely right. OpenAI acknowledges that this is still a work in progress, and no system is foolproof, but they're committed to continuous improvement based on real-world feedback and testing. They've even published a detailed system card outlining the risks and mitigations they've considered.
That's good to know. So given that this is still a research preview, what are some of Operator's limitations that we should be aware of?
Well, we touched on its difficulty with really complex website interfaces. Think about creating a slideshow or managing a packed calendar. Operator is still learning, so it might make mistakes or not be as efficient as a human would be.
So it makes sense that Operator would still be kind of learning the ropes. But how is OpenAI measuring its progress?
Yeah.
The source material mentioned that it's setting new benchmarks in something called Web Arena and Web Voyager.
Right.
What are those?
So those are essentially proving grounds for AI agents that are designed to work in web browsers. There are a series of tasks and challenges that are used to measure how well these AI agents perform. And from what we're seeing, Operator's underlying model CUA is acing those tests.
So it's not just hype. Operator is actually proving its capabilities. But beyond ordering takeout or booking a table, what are some other real-world tasks it could handle?
Oh, the possibilities are pretty vast. Think researching travel options, comparing prices for online purchases, even scheduling appointments or managing your email inbox. Basically, any task that involves navigating a website and following a set of instructions could potentially be automated with Operator.
That could be a game changer for anyone who spends a lot of time online, which is pretty much everyone these days.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what's the user experience like? Is it like chatting with a chatbot? or is there a more visual component?
OpenAI has designed a pretty intuitive interface. You can type in requests or instructions just like you would with ChatGPT. But there's also a visual element where you can actually see Operator working in real time.
Oh, wow.
It's like watching it think as it navigates the web, clicks buttons, and fills out forms.
So you can actually see it interpreting your instructions, which helps build trust. I wonder if we could actually learn to be more efficient online ourselves by observing how Operator does things.
That's an interesting idea. It could be like having a virtual mentor guiding us through the digital world.
That said, we can't ignore the concerns about jobs being displaced. If Operator can automate so many tasks, what happens to the people currently doing those jobs?
It's a valid concern, and there's no doubt that some jobs will be impacted as AI agents like Operator become more sophisticated. But AI also creates new opportunities. Developing and maintaining these AI agents will require a new workforce with specialized skills. And as AI takes over more routine tasks, it frees up humans to focus on more creative, strategic, and interpersonal aspects of their work.
So it's not necessarily about AI replacing humans, but rather augmenting our capabilities.
Yeah.
And reshaping the job market.
Exactly. It's about finding ways for humans and AI to collaborate effectively. As AI continues to evolve, we'll need to adapt our education and training systems to prepare the workforce for these new realities.
It sounds like adaptability and lifelong learning will be more important than ever. But stepping back for a moment, what about the future of Operator itself? We've heard OpenAI plans to expand access and integrate it with ChatGPT. Where do they see it going in the long run?
OpenAI seems to be aiming for Operator to eventually handle even longer and more complex workflows. They're also planning to release the CUA model, which powers Operator in their API. This will allow developers to build their own computer-using agents, which could lead to a wave of new AI-powered applications and services.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
What stands out to you as the most important takeaway about Operator, knowing it's in this early stage of development?
For me, it's the fact that OpenAI is clearly pushing the boundaries of what AI can do, but they're doing it with a focus on safety, user control, and transparency. It's a tough balance to strike, and it will be interesting to see how they navigate it as Operator continues to evolve.
Yeah, it's definitely a tightrope walk. OpenAI wants to give users this incredible power to simplify complex tasks.
Yeah.
But they have to do it responsibly. It sounds like they're taking it seriously, but it's all still very new. What limitations should users keep in mind?
Well, as we mentioned, operators can struggle with those really intricate web interfaces, things like building slideshows or managing calendars. It's not going to magically handle every website perfectly, and it's still learning. That's why OpenAI is relying so heavily on user feedback. During this research preview phase, they want to make Operator as accurate and reliable as possible.
So the feedback from these early users is going to be crucial in shaping Operator's development.
Absolutely.
But OpenAI isn't stopping there, are they? There's some pretty ambitious plans for Operator's future.
Absolutely. They've talked about expanding access beyond the initial US Pro user group, and integrating it directly into ChatGPT is a big move. But I think the real game changer is their plan to release the CUA model. That powers Operator through their API.
That's huge. Just imagine the wave of innovative AI-powered applications and services that developers could create if they had access to that kind of power.
It's pretty mind-blowing. But let's not get too carried away. Operator is still in its infancy, and there's a lot we don't know yet.
So for our listeners who are hearing about Operator for the first time, what's the most important takeaway?
I think it's that Operator clearly shows us the potential for AI to radically change how we interact with technology, potentially saving us a ton of time and effort, but we need to approach it with cautious optimism. And keep in mind that it's still early days.
It's a fascinating time to be following AI. We're on the edge of a technological revolution. Join us next time as we continue to explore the world of AI on the AI Navigator. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Until then, keep exploring and learning.